Clark and I had been together for 4 years when Dad stopped sending my monthly allowance last March. No explanation, just silence when I called asking about it. Clark noticed immediately when our lifestyle changed. We had been living comfortably in a 2-bedroom apartment downtown. I paid rent and most expenses with Dad's monthly transfers while Clark contributed what he could. We went out for dinner twice a week, took weekend trips, and never worried about money. When the money stopped coming, everything shifted. I started picking up extra hours to cover our bills. Clark suggested we find a cheaper place, but I refused to downgrade our life. I used my savings to maintain our routine while figuring out what was happening with Dad. Clark began acting differently almost immediately. He stopped suggesting expensive restaurants and started cooking at home more often. He canceled our gym membership and said we could run outside instead. When I bought groceries, he questioned every item that wasn't absolutely necessary. I thought he was being supportive and practical. Clark had always been good with budgets and planning. I assumed he was helping us adjust to temporary circumstances. I appreciated his efforts to make things easier. Over the following months, Clark became increasingly distant. He started staying out later and coming home without much explanation. When I asked about his day, he gave short answers and changed the subject. He stopped making plans for weekends and seemed irritated when I suggested activities. I attributed his mood changes to stress about money. We had both been working more hours and spending less time together. I thought once I figured out the situation with Dad, everything would return to normal. Clark just needed time to adjust to our new circumstances. In July, Clark started mentioning his coworker Avery frequently. She had apparently bought a new car and was planning expensive vacations. He seemed fascinated by her lifestyle and brought her up in conversations constantly. I found it annoying, but not suspicious. I tried calling Dad multiple times throughout the summer. He answered occasionally, but kept conversations brief. He said he was busy and would call me back, then never did. I left voicemails asking if I had upset him somehow. He never explained why the monthly transfers had ended. Clark grew more impatient with my family situation as months passed. He said I needed to fix whatever was broken instead of depleting our savings. He accused me of being too proud to admit mistakes. He started sleeping on the couch after arguments about money. By October, Clark barely spoke to me, except to complain about expenses. He ate dinner in front of the television and spent evenings on his phone. When I suggested we plan something special for my birthday in November, he said we couldn't afford celebrations anymore. I started working additional shifts to save money for a birthday dinner. I made reservations at the restaurant where we had our first date. I told Clark about the plan weeks in advance and he agreed to go. I was excited to reconnect and celebrate together. Saturday evening arrived and I waited at the restaurant for 20 minutes past our reservation time. Clark was never late for anything important. I texted asking where he was but received no response. The hostess kept checking if I wanted to order while other couples filled tables around us. His brother Thomas walked into the restaurant carrying his phone. He approached our table and set his phone down without greeting me. He hit play and Clark's voice came through the phone speaker. "I'm not coming tonight.